What's going on, everybody? Thanks so much for being here for your weekend forecast for the weekend of Saturday, September 26th and Sunday, September 27th of 2020. Brian here, Fixed Air Moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Well, Fixed Air Moon, and that's what we get all weekend. We get an Aquarius moon for the duration of this weekend, and I think there's a lot of positives here with that Aquarius moon, and then looking at the transits. So we'll jump in here and take a little look-see. You know, that moon moves into Aquarius, and, right when it comes in early Saturday morning, we're going to get a trine to the sun. We're going to get a sextile to Chiron. And, of course, the sun and Chiron are moving into an opposition. So it's like there's kind of this battle brewing between, like, people kind of projecting wounds and projecting insecurities and their egos onto other people. And then other people, it's a lot with people. In relationships, especially with Libra. So I think there's definitely, it's going to get harder, and it's no coincidence, of course, that this opposition is going to be exact on Tuesday for the presidential debates, and that Saturn down here is going to go direct and square Mars exactly for the presidential debates. So, yeah, it's wild. We live in a predetermined universe, my friends. But this is truly a time to disconnect from the things that aren't feeling emotionally right in life, to disconnect from relationships that aren't feeling right in life. The trick here is with these positive aspects to the moon in Aquarius is to actually step away from emotion for a second. And especially with the sun in Libra, we got to be smart. Libra's very smart. This is very intellectual signs here. And, you kind of got to step back from just the triggering emotions of Chiron here and look at things from a higher perspective. Innovate. Figure things out. If things are broken in your life and can't be fixed, there's no point in trying to fix them. And like Aquarius isn't going to waste their time. They're too smart. They're not just going to sit there and tinker with something forever just to tinker with it. Like they're like, oh, I can fix that, and they'll fix it. And that's kind of how we have to be right now. We have to look at the things that are fixable in our life and the things that aren't fixable. And we need to, connect to the things that we can fix and that we can, grow and make beautiful in life. And then we have to disconnect from the things that are bringing us down and aren't bringing us beauty and harmony and justice in life. So, and with Chiron here too, like it's a sextile to the moon. So there's like, it's taking a step back out of our bodies almost, as you could ask any like Aquarius or Aquarius moon, like, we're kind of aliens and we like to disconnect from the human world, go into our spaceship, come back down with the answers. Like we need to disconnect, innovate, figure things out, put on the lab coat, come back and, start putting things in order and helping people and creating win-wins and, being that humanitarian, it's about, there's a lot about people. And then it's like our egos here with Mars retrograde and Chiron in opposition to the sun. Like there can be a lot of ego issues if we're not right where we want to be and exactly getting what we want right now. So, there's something about just taking a step back from emotion, taking a step back from the wounds and, connecting to something bigger. And if looking more long-term, as the moon just left Capricorn here, it was about looking long-term. So this moon in Aquarius, I think, is pretty great. And I'm not just saying that because I'm an Aquarius moon. But shout out to all the Aquarius moons having their lunar return. It's kind of a interesting lunar return chart for us. So, and Venus here is going to come off that exact quincunx to Pluto. And then head towards Saturn. So again, there's like this weird transformation we're going through right now to like bring out the child in us and to stop like being so grumpy and old. Capricorn can be kind of like, meh. We want to have fun here. And I think that's the beauty in life is to just express your authentic self and to disconnect from what doesn't bring you the true beauty in life right now. There's a lot of like beauty and harmony, and of course the sun and Venus in mutual reception in each other's houses. There's something there. Like there's an understanding about finding the balance within yourself and like being passionate about what brings you joy and disconnecting from things that there's no passion, no excitement, no fun. And I know it's hard, but that's kind of like the ultra positive here. And then, of course, there's this yod from Venus to the North Node to Pluto. We're going through one of the, God, this is the finger of God, right? God's taking us through this huge death and rebirth as a collective. And we got to be willing to listen to the signs and look for truth and, own our truth and communicate our truth, but to not just think that we know what's going to happen, because that's the South Node in Sag. The moment you think you have everything all figured out and you're like the guru and you have everything, all of it, it's all good, that's when things are going to come and get you and not like get you, but that's when, you're going to be like, there's loss. You're going to feel lost there because things are never going to look exactly how you want them to. It's this curiosity with these air signs right now. It's the curiosity. It's to just keep looking for truth. Look for facts. Express the truth that you find. Be true to yourself and be true and figure out your environment. As I always say with North Node in Gemini, it's not like the world with the South Node in Sag, which is the world. It's about the communities. It's about your family, your relationships, your friends, and that is the tribe. As we move to Sunday, we do get the sun at 5 degrees, so it's ratcheting up, of course, on Chiron. And then we get that moon that's going to move into the later degrees of Aquarius. And it is going to come off, of course, on Saturday, which I don't think I talked about, but it's going to square Uranus in Taurus. So again, there's like this huge electric, almost like switch that just needs to get either flipped on, and it's going to get flipped on in some weird way, but it's going to try to force you to see the beauty and the comfort and to have the value of life that you truly desire if you're, looking at that North Node. And innovating. We do have to absolutely innovate. And I think that is something that could force us in our personal lives with the moon to innovate new ways to figure out where we want to go. And then we get Mercury, of course, ingressing into Scorpio. He's going to start slowing down here pretty quick now that he's in his shadow period. Goes retrograde at, I believe, 11 degrees of Scorpio. So on the 13th. So definitely not going to be moving too fast up to that, where Mercury can go 2 degrees per day around this chart. So Mercury can fly. Mercury's slowing down big time. So, we're definitely going into a deeper place within our thoughts, within our mind. And we got to go deep down in there to come back out stronger emotionally, mentally. And with this retrograde, we're really going to backtrack that first decan and then back into Libra, dealing with relationships and balance and harmony. So it's definitely a big ingress that we're going to see. This is the first of 3 that we're going to see over the next couple months. So, we're Scorpio. It's dark in Scorpio, right? That's when we set our clocks back in the United States. I don't know if they do that anywhere else in the world, but daylight savings time. We set our clocks back. We get more dark than light. Right now, Libra's even. We get just as much day, just as much night. So we're coming in the northern hemisphere. We're coming into dark here in Scorpio. And it's about coming into that and finding that ultimate light within and bringing it out and bringing it to the world and, listening to the intuition. So Scorpio is extremely psychic. So having Mercury there, Mercury doesn't love the water signs, but we got to be trusting those intuitive hits we're getting. That's big time, for sure. And then we look at the moon too, and the moon is going to make the sextile to Mars and Eris. So again, it's disconnecting from strife, disconnecting from what isn't part of our ego anymore. Yeah, figuring out exactly where we want to go. And even though Mars is going backwards right now, we're kind of backtracking exactly where we want to go and putting these pieces in place. It's time to, innovate. It's a friendly aspect, but that's where the beauty is. And then also the moon is going to be making really good aspects to the nodes in Aquarius. We get the trine to the North Node, the sextile to the South Node. So, and of course Mars too. Mars is making great aspects to the nodes, and so is Venus. And of course Venus is going to be opposing the moon. So we have Venus and Mars this weekend coming into the trine as well. Like, this is a beautiful time. This weekend's huge. Like, I got to be honest. Like, this is definitely a weekend to step into the passion, step into the drive and the beauty of where you truly want to go and within yourself, and, bring out that fun. Like, you have the energy to go towards whatever's fun in life. And if it's not fun, bleh. You know what I'm saying? And that's like, with the North Node making such good aspects here to the divine feminine, the divine masculine. It's like we have to start seeing every side. There's a polarity to everything, and we have to bridge gaps here with the North Node in Gemini. And that's the ultimate place to go right now, is to just stop thinking we have it all figured out and getting on everybody's case, but to just kind of look a little deeper, disconnect from things if they don't feel right, so that we can go out and figure out where the actual truth is, where the facts are. And then, of course, Venus in opposition to the moon is definitely asking us to kind of look deep within people in our life, friends, and even our own emotions, because we don't want to not see the beauty in the world by being too caught up in our own stories and our own programming. We have to disconnect from a lot of that so that we can see the beauty. Venus is about to go into Virgo, and it's going to be a little bit more work. So this is a time to have fun this weekend. This is a time to draw power within yourself by disconnecting from emotions that aren't about your highest good, that aren't taking you to the next level. Aquarius wants to level up. We got to be looking to level up. And we got to be looking to level up with relationships, with harmony, with love, with beauty. And we got to see the beauty of the aesthetic of this planet instead of just thinking that it's just not a fun place to be. And I know we're all going through things, believe me. But there's this drive here to see the beauty in life and to have fun. And that's the greatest gift we get. That Venus trine Mars and then hitting the North Node like it is really a beautiful thing that we get this weekend. And it's the ultimate time to disconnect from what isn't aligned with your truth, what doesn't make sense in your reality, and to just, hit the switch to go to a higher place within yourself. And try not to get Chiron opposed the sun. Try to see the balance and the harmony. But again, we don't want to go to trial with other people. If anything, we need to go to trial more within ourselves and ask ourselves why we're projecting so much on other people, or if people are projecting on you. That's when you almost have to rise up and be like, oh yeah, there's a lot going on and people are dealing with a lot of things, and not everybody is, not that many. I mean, there's definitely more people now, I would say, that pay attention to this stuff, but the majority of the people in the everyday world, they don't know why they're feeling this way. They're just going to channel energy the way they've always have for their entire life. And that's when we have to kind of just, pump the brakes with Saturn in square to Mars. We got to have control over our emotions and control over where we're putting our energy, and putting it into other people negatively ain't it. It's not going to solve anything. Nobody can change another person, no matter how hard you want to change them. And I think there's a lot there with that aspect. You got to look long term for yourself. So, it's a weekend. It's a weekend for sure. I I definitely think this is a positive weekend. I'm looking forward to it. Not only because I'm kind of a fan of Aquarius, an Aquarius moon in general, but it's making good aspects to the sun. It's making good aspects to Mars, the North Node. Venus is making a great aspect to Mars. I mean, we can put a lot of our energy into exactly what we want it to be at right now, but we still have to be curious, and we still have to look at a higher perspective here. So that would be that. I will pull a card. Got the 9 of Wands reversed. I haven't seen this card in this deck in a long time. Yeah, there's something about that that higher ground that I was talking about there. And it's like there's this bird up there watching over everything. And, I think the world is going to, especially coming into these debates and coming into all that, and there's going to be a lot of people not taking the higher road and not like looking to go forward within themselves, but more like they're doing it for other reasons and other people, or they're just thinking that other people have to do something to make their life better. But it's like, we got to rise up and put our energy and our passion into something beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful card, really. It's like a peacock up there. We gotta. The New Guys just was like the first thing that popped into my head, or I think that was what that movie was called, with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell. Peacock, you gotta let me fly. We gotta have fun. I think we gotta fly like a peacock. And that's the trick to getting out of everything, is to see the beauty and to not let like things that are trying to bring you down right now and make it feel like you can't get to the place you want to get to. We got to disconnect from that stuff and go up higher. And it's a challenge, but we got this. I think the more we look within, the more we play our own game as sovereign beings, the easier it is. But that doesn't mean that we're not going to come into encounters in life that we're not going to have to make decisions. And there can be a lot of decisions in Libra, and we can't be gun shy. We got to be able to compromise, create a win-win, but take what's right. I love you all very much, and I will catch you tomorrow. Actually, I won't tomorrow, but I will film the weeklies tomorrow, and I will see you on Monday. Peace.